Hi everyone, this is Alison again here today with somebody who I know is just going to become a good friend of mine because we have fantastic conversations around the topic of cause marketing and developing meaningful brands. And it's Carolyn Butler-Madden, who is in Sydney, Australia, and I was very fortunate to meet up with when I was over there recently. So hi Carolyn, welcome.
Hi, Alison. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, a pleasure. And we've just had a fantastic conversation where we have been recording an episode for the Give to Profit podcast talking about developing a profitable meaning brand with cause-led marketing. So I wonder if you could just share a few insights in this short video about why you think it's important for businesses to actually start to consider developing a more meaningful brand and what that actually means.
Yeah, sure. Look, there are two massive forces that have been shaking up the world all over. No surprises here. Technology disruption, which has empowered the consumer. So, at long last, consumer power is in the hands of the consumer, and they can research, find out anything they want about a brand. They can punish a brand that's not doing the right thing by them. And they can also promote brands that are doing good and delivering excellent service. Technology is one thing. The other big factor is millennials and the rise of millennials. And the oldest millennial is now like mid to late 30s. So they're well and truly in the workforce and in the consumer world. And I think I've seen a stat that by 2021, they will account for 75% of the workforce. Mm-hmm. So if you have not prepared for millennials, it's something that needs to happen. And the desire for purpose from millennials is well documented, and they're really challenging the way business operates. I love it, to be honest. I like the fact that they're looking at previous generations, our generation, and going, well, look at the world. You haven't left us something that we can really aspire to continue with. We need to change things up. So when you put those things together, brands and business need to start operating differently. They've got to give reasons for people to pay them attention, to even think about them. They need to become magnets for people. And, by standing for something more than profit, and by contributing to society in some way positively, that makes a brand stand out. And that makes today's consumer look up. And there are so many examples of brands that are doing that brilliantly and that are attracting tribes of people who love them, who promote them, and who subscribe to them.
Totally. And it's interesting. I know you share a lot of fantastic stats and things during the podcast, and I'm just going to share another stat here, actually linking into what you've just said, because as consumer, as if we think of all of us, if we're needing something, quite often the first place we go to, of course, is Google or YouTube. Let's go in and search, or Facebook. We go in and search through the different portals, but we go in and search for something online. We'll hopefully then arrive at a website. And so for a lot of people, new consumers to small businesses, particularly who this podcast is geared at and this show is geared at, then quite often people will find us online if it's not through referrals. And if that is the case, or if they might not find us, they'll certainly find their competitors, in terms of they'll find a solution to whatever they're looking for. And research shows that around 70% of a decision is made before they even get to pick up the phone or place the order. So actually, for us to be able to show that we care and demonstrate we care and demonstrate that we want to have impact as a business, it's becoming increasingly important, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I think consumers are demanding that brands just show more humanity.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, and it's in every respect, isn't it? We're in a time where we're wanting our governments to do things differently. We want the politicians, we want to have the large corporations, and that has an impact on all of us, you know, as
Yeah,
small business owners, and actually for us as consumers to start making conscious choices about who we buy from. Could you
yeah,
share just one of the stats that you shared during the podcast, right, you know, on this topic in terms of the importance?
yeah. So there's a stat from the Havas Meaningful Brands report, which says that most people wouldn't care if 74% of the brands that they buy disappeared. And, you know, it's scary, but then you think yourself about the brands that you buy and think about what would you really care about that you couldn't just replace with another brand. And it's a really interesting exercise to do because it's a struggle. And then you realize the brands that you would care about and you think about why. And yeah, do the exercise. It's fascinating.
My brain's gone off and has started doing that exercise right now. And you know what's coming straight away is it's the ones that get me in the heart.
Yes.
It's the
Yes.
brands that connect me in the heart that are coming to mind. I wouldn't want to, you know, I so love being part of. It's the community, it's the heart, it's the message, it's the movement. It's enough.
And
Thank you for sharing that. That was
no,
brilliant.
that's all right.
Brilliant.
And it doesn't even have to be connected to a cause that you're particularly passionate about, does it? You know,
Not
it
at
has to be
all.
credible. It has to be credible, but no, it doesn't have to be a cause that you're individually
No,
involved in.
it's more about connecting to a business and actually feeling good about sharing what that business is doing because they are authentic. And yeah. So what a fantastic little bonus on this video. So great. So, I mean, if anybody watching this would like to hear more about what Carolyn has to share, which honestly, I as we were going through the podcast, I said several times, we need to have you back. We need to have you back. So pop on over. The links to the podcast are below or alongside where you're seeing this video. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon. And and you can also actually check it out on givetoprofit.com. Thank you. Bye.